Keeping a woman takes a totally different skill set than attracting a woman. So if you eventually want to have a relationship, it can be a committed monogamous relationship or maybe more open, casual, or you currently are in a relationship, then this video is for you. I want to talk about 7 secrets to keeping a woman. Because attracting and seduction and communication and the initial phase of a relationship is actually very different than what happens after. So if you don't want to waste time or land in the wrong type of relationship, or even worse, spend tens of thousands of dollars eventually in divorce lawyer fees, then listen up, listen to all the 7 secrets, and let's get into it. Secret number 1 is don't make her your number 1. The thing is, actually, a woman wants to submit to you. She wants to be your biggest supporter. She wants to be your follower. She wants that you take the lead and that she can trust you. And really, often the problem is you committing to her too much is a little bit pathetic. If she doesn't see herself as a goddess, but you act like she's a goddess early on, she will lose attraction for you. And I'm really saying this in the context of what number of priority does the woman play in your life? Because when you guys met, she was obviously not number 1. That's obvious, right? Like when you and her met, you were dating around, you were checking out different options, you were hanging out with your male buddies, you were working towards certain projects, you maybe had even a certain fire inside of you of like excitement and mission and purpose and working on something. You know, she fit into that mission well enough and eventually well enough to turn her into your girlfriend. And what often happens is guys get too needy and guys get a little bit complacent. They get very available. So suddenly her rank goes up and up and up, not because she's such a goddess or princess, but often dudes just stop doing all this other shit, right? So now maybe you stop certain hobbies because you did these hobbies maybe to meet women or to impress women. Now you hang out less with your dudes because you don't chat about potentially traveling anymore, or you don't do those bro trips anymore that much. Maybe you get a bit lazy as well because you don't after work anymore on your side project to create a side income that maybe eventually will make you financially independent. Now you just cuddle with your girlfriend on the couch watching Netflix every evening. So you give a lot up and you become very available because obviously if she's your committed girlfriend, you're not chatting with all these other girls anymore. So whenever she texts you, you respond straight away. You don't have much else going on. And so that fire that was inside of you, that was burning, that was so exciting to her when she met you, is going down and down, is getting slower and lower and tinier month by month. And then the guy she met initially, the guy she fell in love with, is kind of gone. And what's left is you now, a couple of months into the relationship. So that is your responsibility to not let that happen. Secret number 2 is learn to be happy alone. Before you enter any type of relationship, really, you should figure yourself out as a man, right? I read this funny tweet the other day where it's like, bros are trying to find their wife when they can't even manage to get 2 dates per year, something like that. It was a funny tweet because it really points out this weird logic of like, yeah, I'm looking for something serious, right? I don't want to date around. I need my future wife. Which is ridiculous because you have to learn the basics. You have to build a foundation as a man. You have so much learning to do if you're not regularly dating, if you have a very limited amount of sexual experiences, if you didn't try out different dynamics. I made a different video on that, which you can watch. Basically, you need to fail a lot more. You need to approach, you need to communicate, you need to go on a couple of dates and feel what feels good, what feels bad.
How does it feel now?
If you haven't done that, probably your need for a relationship comes out of a void that you're trying to fill. You're not choosing your partner out of abundance. You're choosing your partner out of scarcity. And that's basically a perfect formula to have a failing relationship. It is okay to be single. It is not okay to be passive single. It's okay to be active single, trying stuff out, playing around a bit, sleeping around a bit, being in touch with different partners, and basically honing your skill as a seducer, as a man, making yourself interesting, building yourself up. Like I said in secret number 1, having hobbies, having male friends, all of that should be in place before you really commit to a woman. Otherwise, you rely way too much on her to solve your intimacy problems, to solve your other problems, to learn from her. She doesn't want to be your coach in a way, right? You should be her coach. She should trust you. Sure, a relationship is beautiful because you can learn from each other. But first of all, you need to do your duty on the street, in the trenches, and get rejected, go on dates, escalate, figure out what you actually want. Secret number 3 is make them earn your trust. It is important to know the subtle difference between a girlfriend and a committed relationship, a real girlfriend, a monogamous girlfriend, or a wife. In the early stages of a seduction, there should be a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of conflict, a little bit of jealousy even, right? To really create enough tension and emotional investment from both sides to actually release it by coming together. That is important. Both partners want to kind of know that the other one has other options, but out of abundance and out of choice, they're choosing each other, and that's kind of beautiful. This can be a little bit toxic sometimes. I sometimes say in videos, jealousy is Viagra for women, because out of my experience, it is working that way, and pre-selection works, and you can use these manipulative tools, which really is just human biology, to create attraction. But then eventually you want this to go down and down. The woman, if she gives you, good emotions, and she supports you, and she's loyal to you, and she's honest to you, and she shows emotional intelligence, you basically open up to her as well. She's earning your trust, and you are not gonna use these techniques anymore, and you're gonna trust her more, and she earned your trust that way, right? So more and more into the relationship, she will earn your trust. You will treat her more like a wife and less than a fling and a casual lover, and she needs to earn that. This needs to be a gradual transition. You can't give her that too early, but also you can't be playing games forever. Rule number 4 is don't get needy too fast. So in a similar fashion like rule number 3, you want to understand the difference between seduction and a relationship. In the seduction phase, as I just mentioned, we're playing a little more tricks, we're less available, we have different options, we might use jealousy and so on. Most men make the mistakes that they get too comfortable too early. And we can replace the word comfortable with too needy too early. They let the woman know immediately, you're my number one, I love you, I need you, can you come? It's too much emotions, it's too much certainty. Nice guys get that wrong all the time. They think women crave certainty, they crave that comfort. Yes, but they also need the uncertainty. It is a human need as well. The problem is most guys date out of scarcity. So when they finally have intimacy with a woman, they have regular sex, they can feel her skin, and it feels so good to having a partner, and it's been so long, and I want to give her so much. It's understandable, I know, right? Like we all feel lonely, and a woman can really fill that void sometimes, but you will scare her away with that behavior. You need to be disciplined. It is a form of discipline to not show emotions too quickly. The same as working out in the gym and you feel tired, but you finish your set and you finish your workout. And it's the same as not wanting to study for a test, but you just push through and you get a good grade. And it's the same with doing the work that is required. That is work. It's emotional work to having an impulse and then not instantly acting on it. So don't get too needy. You will scare her away, trust me. Secret number 5, don't take her serious. This is maybe an unpopular opinion, but you as a man, especially as a masculine man, should not take your woman serious all the time. Sometimes, of course, yes. Often, yes. And certain things, you should take her very serious. Don't take her serious. But when she's acting up, when she's being very emotional, when she's being totally illogical, when she's acting like a child, you should not take that serious, right? Like if a 6-year-old girl points a finger at you and says something stupid, hey, you look like a clown or something, you will not get angry. You'll be like, it's a 6-year-old girl. Like, what is she saying? I don't care. It's not hurting your ego. And sometimes the same is true with your woman. Women act up sometimes. Women are emotional. Sometimes they say stupid shit. They say something that they don't even remember half an hour later. You don't need to resolve that in the moment. It is if you want to see it that way, a test, right? Again, she throws shit at you. It's nice or not. It will happen. That's a form of testing you. Is it the nicest test? Is it, is it super grown up? No. But she will do it anyway. And she needs to test you because she needs to see, is this guy a man or a boy? Can I easily, annoy him? Can I easily make him emotional? Is he unwavering or does he fall easily? So she needs to do these tests because she needs to know, is my man still a man or is he weak now? So it's kind of her filter to filter between the strong and the weak man. Okay, so what is the correct reaction? Nothing, right? Don't be bothered. Control your emotions. Again, if she acts like a child, she often wants to be treated like a child. She doesn't want to be taken serious. And like I said, trying to resolve every conflict can actually be counterproductive. Certain conflicts need to be resolved, no question about it. But certain conflicts resolve themselves. If she's acting up, maybe she gets really angry and she storms out and you said something wrong or you did something stupid, but it's not a big deal. Let it cool off. Let her take a walk. Many times women just come back and they forgot what happened, or they realized it was a bit too much, or they just love the fact that you didn't make a big deal out of it later. Trying to resolve every conflict is actually a bit of a nice guy thing, because it shows you can't handle the conflict, you can't handle the little pressure between you guys, and you need to instantly dissolve it, not actual real alpha behavior. Which brings me to secret number 6, master your emotions. As a man, you always want to be a bit more on the stoic side. You want to be able to control your impulse. Maybe sometimes you're angry, maybe you're irritated, maybe sometimes you're jealous, or you really want to point something out. But you have to be able to, in the moment, delay it, let it go, release the tension somehow else, and first get settled, get grounded before making the next move. This is true in many situations. One we discussed before, where she's acting a little bit like a child and you want to let her act like that. You don't want to engage in childish behavior. You want to act like the grown-up. And the same is true in other situations. Maybe you're a little more on the jealous side. I know. And sometimes I want to ask something or point something out or let her know that it's not okay. But really, often when I let some time pass, I realize, no, this is fine. I would have been overreacting. Maybe she says something that nags you a bit. Maybe you in certain social situations, maybe she didn't do anything wrong, but something else happens. Maybe you miss your bus, maybe the flight is delayed. Maybe she's losing her patience because of that, but she needs you to be stable, to be grounded, to be collected, and to strategically think about the next move. It doesn't mean you can never be weak. It doesn't mean you always have to be the alpha and you be so strong and you always know where it's going and you're the leader and what you say is true and what you say happens. That's not what I'm saying. I just mean have a gap between an emotion arising and you acting upon that emotion. And if it takes you going for a walk or having a little bit of a meditation or listening to some music or distracting you a little bit or just getting away, getting distant, then that can be very, very beneficial for your relationship. And number 7, complacency. Now this is a silent killer. Yes, I said there is seduction phase and there's relationship phase, but really the seduction never ends. And it's very easy and tempting to get lazy. The girl is already in your bed, you're naked next to each other every day, you can have sex easily, she cooks for you, she shows up, she responds, she's not flirting with other guys. This is easy. I can just get really lazy now. I did all the job and I can just be a super complacent husband or boyfriend now. Obviously, that's not how it works. You have to keep seducing your woman. And it doesn't mean manipulation. That doesn't even mean grand gestures. It's little things, little habits, right? Picking up that one yogurt that she likes, or giving her a massage here and there, or buying a special oil, or recognizing that she maybe spent some time some certain online shop and you saw she's really into that dress, and it's not about money, but you just notice something that she likes and you get it for her, and she will do the same. And if you can do that over a long period of time, and on top of that is added the shared trust and the shared loyalty and the shared experience and the shared memories, then it can be a really beautiful relationship. If you also do all the other secrets in that video and you are good at setting boundaries and you overall strong in your masculinity and you appreciate her, then that's really great. So really try to stay engaged, don't get lazy. Sometimes what can help with that is spending some time apart. What I've noticed is I had the best feelings for my girlfriend when I was in a monogamous relationship, when I would spend 1 or 2 weeks away from her. When I was traveling for business, or I was coaching, or I was, purposefully moving her out for a bit. This is when I was allowing myself to miss her, and then seeing her again was exciting. I wanted to give her energy. I wanted to give her little gifts, and she wanted to return this in the process as well. And that's really important. So I hope that was useful. Comment below which of these 7 you maybe fucked up in the past, and what causes drama in your relationship, or did cause. Maybe how long you've spent in a shitty relationship, too long before you ended it. All that is really interesting. And I love to help you in the comments. And obviously, if you want to really learn about dating, and if you really want to get intimate with women, if you want to manifest relationships in your life and have beautiful experiences, romantic experiences, sexual experiences, and if you especially want to overcome maybe your fear of women or of approaching, we can talk as well. Click below to book a call. That's it for now. Remember, you just one approach away from something magical coming into your life. So keep that in mind, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.